This is where you guys are going to run into problems. So I strongly believe, because I knew her well, and my Venmo, V-E-N-M-O, Venmo, will show that Cheryl Cook, so she had it under Sherry Cook, C-H-E-R-I-E, Sherry-Cook-9, the number 9, sent me money in December of 2020. She told me she was in a lot of trouble. This is where it's going to get interesting. So pay attention, Ben Rupp, because Ben Rupp is a piece of shit, and he bought into Roosters, a chicken place on Stringtown Road in Grove City. So this is where it gets really interesting. So they have illegal shows there, titties, ass, pay for play, and get this, big shot Jew lawyer Howard Taylor. Little Howard Taylor with his little hands, his little palmy hands. See, here's the thing I knew about Howard Taylor. It's tough enough being Jewish, because I'm half Jewish. But he was fucking hated by more people than he was liked. I wasn't hated. He was fucking despised because he was a greedy prick. So now he buys into Roosters also. And they're doing with another greedy Jew named David Applebaum, who I knew, who I've done business with, regretfully so, because he's a little cocksucker that has a lot of money, that, get this, in with Sanford Goldfarb, biggest stockbroker in the country, even in with Donald Trump. But I don't think Donald Trump realizes what a scumbag this David Applebaum is, because his twin brother's a good guy, but he's a fucking scumbag. His twin brother's involved with music, Sony, recording artists, the Wahlbergs, shows, Bravo, big Republican money. His brother always wears a tuxedo, very formal. Davey is the opposite. Dave Applebaum is the Rocket Man. Rocket Man, because Rocket Man was a horse that won with Migliore on him, that blew up the board in New York racing, and Migliore got kicked out. Mike Smith got kicked out because Mike Smith was setting up numbers in New York. So Mike Smith goes west. Now he starts setting up numbers, and he gets Chantel to come down to California. And what does Mike Smith do? He gets her to go to orgies and ruins her fucking life. Because Mike Smith, with all this religious shit, he's full of shit because he rides with Sonar. So they're riding with Sonar, these guys. And so is Bravo. So the way Sonar works is it kind of pulls you along, gets you through. Well, let's get back to scumbag Howard Taylor. He's involved with every mob. He's involved with the Philly mob. He's involved with the Merlinos. He's involved with Rocco and Tony in Chicago. All because he's got the power of all these horses. With these horses, he's got all the grooms. With these grooms, he's using Sonar. He's getting code on teeth, on implants, using satellite technology with, get this, another little midget scumbag that I know named Brian Hess, who I have payroll with. In other words, this guy is such a fucking dope because my author name, Vittorio Martinelli, ADP. So let's make it Arthur David Patrick, a very famous payroll company. He can't infiltrate that. There's paychecks to Vittorio Martinelli, and this cocksucker tortured women at Tattletale. Tortured, and I can provide testimony. I got names, I got dates, I got everything to shove it up this guy's ass so far, and you don't have to go far, because he is a little fucking midget. His hands, I would say, are the size of someone 10 years old. In fact, when I went shopping with him at Kohl's, we had to go to the boys department to get him clothes, this fag. So his whole life, in other words, because of people not accepting him, this is right out of a movie. This guy makes a diabolical plot to fucking take over, and who buys into it? But Donald Trump. It's the craziest fucking story, because this Brian Hess, his real name's Brian Donahue. And way back during Trump Castle, he's involved with orgies that Mr. Trump's at, where waitresses died. Waitresses died. His live-in girlfriend, so they break up because she's pregnant. He didn't want her to get pregnant. And I lived with him for a couple months, and I wound up realizing he's a stone-cold closet faggot, so I move out. And while I'm moving out, I try to get my TV back. And Bob from Resorts International, it's not hard to find, because Dominic Cantini was my pit boss, and so was Linda, and so was Rich Maselli. I got all the names. You can't erase me. I got all my taxes. I paid IRS. So these guys, I'm going to shove it so far up your ass, Urban Meyer, because you're another little guy that has a mental problem. And there's no way that Donald Trump went to an orgy trying to kill people. These guys have been killing people forever. David Applebaum's a scumbag. I got proof I got the nuts on David Applebaum. I'm holding a royal flush. David Applebaum, I'm gonna fucking cripple you, you prick, and if something happens to me, you're the first guy they shake up, and the second guy they shake up is your retard, yeah, your retard, R-E-T-A-R-D, son, Jonathan, who's always going, that shit. And any waitress you ask in Vegas that's seen this fucking moron knows he goes, and he's like 40 years old. And the other guy that does that, Chris Critter, because from hanging out with him, like a fag, because they all mess with women, they beat them up, and then they suck cock. They're all no good. And Urban Meyer, you picked the wrong guy to fuck with, because every story I tell, oh, let's make this. Here's the other guarantee I got. So this big fat bitch named Christine Spielvolgel, I'm talking stank. I'm talking you can smell this bitch 10 feet away. I should never have been nice to her. She's the setup queen. She'll give you the hello, and then give you the I can't take it, I can't, and then give you the I'm gonna kill you. She's a fucking nut. She's got alters. She actually conspired with Troy Speakman, and Troy Speakman is either Al Mohler or my cousin Peter DeNicholas, because Peter was a fucking nut that was always messing with electronics. And I know Peter worked for the alarm company. He either worked for SDG or Tattletale, and they've come up with a system where they crisscrossed with Guantanamo Bay. And guess who is using it at the Harding? Mr. Urban Meyer. And I can prove bitch through my girlfriend's bitch email, because her email is Dr. Mel Online, a site that, are you ready? How fucking stupid you are? The site was made by Sebastian Eibel, who's the guy in the middle of this Victoria's Secret. So if anybody can easily hack my girlfriend, it's Sebastian Eibel. Ben, you fucking retard. Ben Rupp is lifelong pedophile, lifelong rapist, even has murder on his chart. Even has murder, and this guy's got the audacity to fuck with me. And on top of all this, so getting back to Christine Spielvogel, this stupid bitch wound up having a black penis show, basically where Jada V, James Culberson, Eddie George, Yeah, Eddie George, the running back. Joe Green, they come out with their schlong out. They got music on, strobes flashing, and the girls that go there, because they're going to get married, a bachelorette, never know the big penis is coming. They get surrounded and they get gang raped. And women have died, Eddie George. And Eddie George, you picked a bad guy to fuck with, because this Troy Speakman has been messing with people for a long time, shaking them down to get money. He's shaking down dentists. He's shaking down surgeons. He's shaking down gym owners. He's shaking down Kim LaRosa. He's shaking down every single fucking tree you can shake money from. And you know who lets him do it? Brian Hess. Because Brian Hess is hoping everybody dies. And you know who else is letting him do it? Urban Meyer, because he's hoping everybody else dies. But you know what's a shame? Hold on, Urban Meyer. Let me wipe my eye. Because it's so sad that a fucking crumb like you is going to go to jail. Because you are a fucking crumb. And by the way, also involved in this was Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott. The little tiny guy that if you didn't do, hey little Popeye, if you didn't do fucking steroids, you know where you would be? In 5th grade. You're a fucking 5th grader. That's how big you are. You're a fucking 5th grader. And if you didn't do steroids, forget it. My nephew, who's probably, if he's alive, because I don't even know what's happened, I would bet you, Jigaboo, that my nephew, because you guys think you're so fucking good, you're full of shit. If my nephew's alive, I'll go all in. I'll bet you anything you want to bet, you fucking toffee, that he can beat you in the 40 and the 60 and 100. Because he, in high school, ran a 4.140. And look it up, Dino Durante. So go fuck yourself.